Greg here with We Are Change Victoria. We are at the longest standing protest in the United States history, right across the street from the White House. And this is a sweet lady I've met. What's her name?
Sarah.
Sarah? And we were just talking about us confronting Elizabeth May and Jack Layton about depleted uranium and the fact that our supposed allies with North Atlantic Treaty Organization are using depleted uranium and dipping their bullets to pierce armor and destroying generations of children. And what are your thoughts? I mean, when did this become an issue for you?
Actually, I was always big against war, but I didn't know how deep we got into, and I didn't know a lot about depleted uranium until I started coming and working at this peace vigil and helping the lady who owns this peace vigil. I was really shocked to find out we use such a horrible chemical. Like I was saying earlier, not only does it hurt the people we attack with, but it also hurts the people, it affects the health of the people who work with it to make these weapons as well. It affects the environment around it. It affects loads of people who are near plants that work with it.
So you're obviously committed to this, and it strikes home. And what's your emotional? What do you think about this emotionally?
I think it's very sad that we go and look for the most brutal, horrific way to hurt another person during war. I think it's very sad that we, as a human species, are constantly fighting each other via land, via power, whatever it is we're trying to get, and that we don't see that this person on the other side is another person with a family, with a home, who things like this will affect the rest of their lives, even if it doesn't kill them. It will ruin that family's life, and in a sense, when we make these weapons and fund for these weapons, that's almost what we want. We want to find the most brutal possible way of winning a war.
So what would you like to see happen?
I would like to see more of our time go towards diplomacy first. Military should always be a last resort, and it should always be as minimal force as possible. But I think first and foremost is these countries need to work through diplomacy first. War is not going to solve anything. Fighting is not going to solve anything. All we're going to do is make more enemies, give them more justification to hate us. In turn, they'll give us more justification to hate them, and it'll be a continuous cycle. A certain amount of people get rich, the rest of the country suffers.
And who comes out here with you?
There's a bunch of different people. This was started by a lady named Concepcion in 1981. She's 80 years old, recently was just in a bike accident riding home, so she's at home resting. And there are a bunch of different activists from around the city that will come out and watch this, because it does have to be maintained 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Wow, wow. And where can we go to find out more information?
OccupyPeaceHouse.org.
Okay.
We'll have plenty of information on there. It'll have information of this vigil. It'll have information about Connie and the home that she lives in that is an activist center that I also actually live at right now as well.
Great. Do you think I'd be able to use this on my public access television
Absolutely.
show?
Absolutely.
It's called Freedom Free for All.
Yes, absolutely. Please do. Please
Great.
spread the word. We are working to try to save the Peace House. It is in danger of being sold, so we are working, spreading the message, of course, of the Peace House and what we do in the activism that centers around there, which is a place that we can sit and discuss these issues, educate the public, talk about, the weapons that we still use, the depleted uranium, how it's used, what it does to people. Any way to get all that information out to the public is what we really want.
Wow.
What is the White House reaction to this?